you for joining us again on another edition of HM Exclusive. I am your host and editor-in-chief of the Hype Magazine, Ray Ash. And today I am like so happy about this one. Finally, after the connections of all of this, we have Miss Alexis Mack, the owner of Char Boutique. And I want to thank you for joining us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you, dear. So I had the pleasure of being in your grace and in your company, and I have to say you tell me what it is exactly you want your audience to know about Char
Yes.
Boutique.
Yes, thank you. Char is a luxury brand.
Absolutely, and I've seen it. Even, you know what, one my partner, Sadie B. Keys Hall, who you met her as well at the BGM Beauty and Business Fest. She was rocking one of your hats, which I said, I can't rock hats like that because my head is so big and I want to. She was like, no, it would fit. And I'm like, because I love baseball caps, but I don't own one, not one. I would invest in it if she says it works because the logo. Now, yours is not just a logo. It looks like it's something that belongs like out of a movie or something. And it strikes you. How did you come up with that?
Yes, so I wanted something very simple, very elegant, and something that was eye-catching. So I didn't want to add too much to it. I just wanted it to be black and white, just very simple and eye-catching.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. It's very eye-catching. It's the calligraphy, everything about it. And I see that this is your complete creation. You have no partners, no anything, correct?
Yes, it's all me.
All you, and where are you located out of?
I am located in Kansas City, Missouri.
And growing up, was there any designers or any other lines that you have seen that you kind of like, oh, this is nice, or you've always had an eye for fashion?
I have always had an eye for fashion and just luxury, high-end quality clothing. It's always been my go-to. And so when I look at Char, I compare it to any other luxury brand. And so whether it's Gucci, Versace, or anything, just when it comes to quality, it's Char. So
I know that's what everyone at the fest saw and what I saw as well. My thing is that I'm almost 6 feet tall, so I'm very limited to what I can do. Does some of your line or some of your pieces cater to women in taller in stature or are fuller up top, anything like that we could look out for or they can look out for?
absolutely. And so even if you're tall, short, I have a variety of clothing. For instance, I have a dress that's long. You will look amazing in it. I mean, you're tall and have long legs. It's a dress that will look really, really beautiful on you. So definitely for tall, short, it doesn't matter. I have something, just a wide range. I don't have a size. I stop at extra large. I have some extra large items, but from extra small to extra large.
Okay, and also when it comes to the family support, are your family and your friends very excited for you? Because I know when I saw, I'm excited to see it actually in person, to look at the line in person.
Yes, absolutely. My family is my everything. My biggest support comes from my family. So I have a really close-knit family, and so they have been great and amazing throughout this entire process.
Now, if anyone wants to shop at your line, where exactly can they go to find some of your pieces? And also there's a follow-up to that. Well, I'll let you answer that one first. I don't want to inundate you, but.
Yes, if anyone is interested in buying from my boutique, you can go to charboutique.com. We also have our Instagram page, which is shop_charboutique, and you can also click the link from there and purchase as well.
Now, when it comes to getting your line inside of actual stores, is that a goal of yours as well, to end up in a larger merchandising facility?
Absolutely. So my goal long term is to have my own clothing boutique. I've looked at different areas, one being New York. I love New York, and so I think Char would do really good in that area.
I agree. It definitely would. It would go. It just melts there. I'm not trying to say anything. I've never been to Missouri, but the look of it, you would place it in LA, London, that it has that vibe to it. Yes. New York. You see it. And where did you grab your inspiration? Is that just something that came from you? Do you make your clothes directly, or do you have manufactured anything like that?
So I do not make my clothing directly. I do have a designer that I work really close knit with, but as far as just picking out my clothing, I do all of that myself and pick out the styles and everything that I want for Char. My inspiration came from my daughter, Charlotte, who's a twin. I was literally in a very dark moment while I was going through a divorce. And so when I had my daughter, she was my inspiration for me to live my dreams and just kind of step out on faith. And so in the midst of me dealing with some trauma, I kind of reverted it, and Char Boutique was something that my focus was on versus me focusing on something else. And as a mother, I felt that how can I inspire my daughter to believe in herself, to truly love on herself if I wasn't doing it myself? So that was very important for me. And it literally like sparked something inside of me, and I just took off with it.
That's really inspirational. That's truly inspirational because sometimes we don't even, our lives take turns and challenges that we're not prepared for. But you took that and you prepared something out of it. And I think a lot of us need to hear that, especially when you said you were out of a dark place. You said, Char, your daughter is one of a twin. You said,
Yes.
correct,
And her name is Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
How does she feel that there's an entire line named after her or
Oh,
abbreviated after?
oh my goodness. Charlotte is such a girly girl. And so she says, Mommy, Char Boutique is my boutique. I'm like, yes, baby. And so when I look at her, she just, oh my God, I'm just so in love. She's
Absolutely.
everything that I needed. And she'll say, Mommy, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. And I'm just like, oh my God, she's only 3 and she's saying this to me. Like, it just melts my heart.
I just love that. I love it. You know, I'm a mom as well. And the one thing people often look for validation in other places. We'll look to our family for validation and acceptance or approval. We'll look to, our friends, our coworkers, whatever the situation may be. For some of us, as we look to our kids. I don't know about you, but as a mother, my biggest concern is not embarrassing. I can care less about anybody else. But even as when he was a kid, it's just making sure my representation as a parent, as a person, as a human, and like you said, just living out and doing what you have to do and being that person that they look at first means a lot. And it sounds like that's the same for you. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, she sparked something inside of me and I literally took off. And so anytime I think of Char or I'm a little frustrated, I look at my baby girl and it just gives me everything that I need to drive to just go further. And so it just validates to let me know that I'm in the right direction and I just keep pushing hard.
And speaking of which, starting this up, your brand yourself, your luxury brand yourself, how has that been being a sole proprietor and an entrepreneur? How's that journey been for you thus far?
So I launched on May the 21st, and literally since I launched, it's been such an amazing experience. And so I sat back, did my research, and did what I needed to do. So I knew that with having a luxury brand, I had to go about things a little differently. And so instead of just sitting still and letting folks, just buy from my website, I needed to get eyes on Chart and travel and be able to meet different people so that it'll, be a little faster process versus me just sitting around waiting for something to happen. I actually went after those opportunities myself.
Yes, you did. You were right here. You're right here in Jersey showing proof that, listen, I need to make these connections, which being spearheading and being proactive like that, it shows that you really are involved in your brand. It's not just about hiring somebody to do that for you or waiting until the sale or waiting to this. You want to connect with your people, which I think is a very humble start. And it's a very smart start because also it has to do with creating a legacy for your daughter. What are your thoughts on generational wealth and now having your own plateau and having something to look forward to for your child in the future or your children in the future?
I think it's something that's very important because a lot of times in our community, we're not thinking ahead, we're focusing on right now. And so when we have kids and different things, we want to leave something for our kids. We also want them to have something to look back on and be proud of so that, like I said, when she gets older, she could say, you know what, my mom started this business, I can too. Or how about I continue what my mother has started? And so it's just the knowledge that gets passed on from one generation to the next.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Creating that background for them and just giving them the leverage. Everyone has, they come from a family with the pedigrees and then they come from a family with the old money. And so now, we're doing it too. I think with my generation or the generation before us, because it was just coming out of that particular era, our parents for us kind of missed that. Their thing was, okay, let's just get a good job. let's just get a pension. Let's just, now the newer generation and your generation is making sure like, no, times have changed. So in saying that, when it comes to making sure that your luxury brand is presented in a mainstay way, like it'll be around 5-10 years, when it comes to marketing in terms of your packaging, it's very lush. How did you come up with that?
Oh my goodness. So that is a great question. So in the beginning, I was praying and I knew that I needed to work with a certain partner to help get Char out there. And so with it being luxury, I needed to make sure on every platform that that's what you guys see, whether you go to my social media page or my website, that you saw luxury. And so I was very thankful that I found the person, and it's been an amazing partnership. So I literally give him my vision and he makes magic, and I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's very, I remember listening to a designer many years ago when I think they were just launching Tory Burch. And I remember when she said the same, well, something similar when it came to designing her logo. She said, it's not just a logo. I want you to look at it and say it's a piece of art. You'll always remember it. And I think when you have that mindset, like when you look at Char, you can see it's not just one type of italic. It stands out to you. It's thought process. To make sure. Yeah. Is that what you feel as well? You want it to be an art when people look at it?
Yes. When I first, so you look at Char, you can write it so many different ways. And it's so simple. It can look very simple, but I knew that when it came to my font, I wanted it to look luxurious. I wanted it to look expensive. I wanted it to be tasteful and simple, because when you look at other luxury brands, it's very simple. There's not a lot of colors. I mean, it just stands out. And that's what I was going for. And so I was up probably almost 24 hours. You scroll and just look for different fonts. And when I found that one, I knew it was it. And so, yeah. And it all just kind of piece by piece came together.
Right. You see it, you manifest it, and you just make it happen. In terms of what Char has coming in the future, is there anything that you want your shoppers, your supporters to know about?
Yes, absolutely. And so not only will, in the future, I will have my own store. When the time is right, everything will fall into place. But I also will be adding to my men's collection. So not only will you see a lot of, high quality clothing for women, there will also be high quality clothing for men as well to kind of match that women's fly. And so that's something that I'm working on as well in the near future.
Now, now that you have a clothing line for men, which is very unique to come out with both, what voids do you see that was not complimenting men, that was missing? And why do you think Char is going to be different for men, the Char man?
So when I think about the Char man and matching that woman, it's a man that's sophisticated, very classy. It's all about, for me, when I see Char, like I am Char. And so I'm the woman, classy, sexy, baddie, and wifey, and that's what Char stands for. And so when you think about that man complimenting that woman, he's very sophisticated, very handsome, well-groomed, well respectful. It's just a guy that when you look at him, he's going to catch your attention. And you're going, you're like, oh, I like him, so that's my target. For those two together, it's like, oh my goodness, look at them. They just stand out.
Was there a particular man or men or that kind of like said, I like this, but I can put a spin on it for the everyday man, the everyday Char man, or not so everyday Char man, the man who's out here making things happen on another spectrum?
Yes, absolutely. And so in the beginning, when I did the women's portion of it, I also knew in my head that I wanted to do men as well. And so it was something that I always kept my eye on. Not necessarily a particular man, but I love a man that's well dressed. I love a man that kind of carries himself a certain way. And so with his head high, and I love the men that are, with our women, just very respectful, very gentle. It's just, someone that, I just love that combination together. And I think, we have this woman that's sexy and classy. Where's the man at? She needs someone to match her fly.
There you go. Absolutely. We do. And you know what I see? I'm talking to you more. I see a Char scent, a men's Char and a women's Char, just like spraying all of our Char.
Listen, that's in my notes. That's coming as well. I promise you, I have that. Oh my goodness. So you're reading my mind because it's so, when you look at that, it's so classy. I didn't want to say that
Yes.
yet, but it's definitely in my notes because I'm a woman that I love to smell good. Oh my goodness. Like you should see my collection. I love to smell good. And you think about that, you're dressed up, you're looking good, you smelling good. It all goes together. Yes.
That's cool, but that's what I see. That's when I see your art, your logo. That's what
Yes.
I see. I'm like, I see the look, and then I see you. Listen, I'm always putting stuff out there, but I see it. I see it manifesting. You see
Yes.
how you have your bright lipstick. I see your
Yes.
Char lips. You're gonna have a signature color. You're gonna have a signature.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You
I
see
love
it. You
all
know
of
what I'm.
it. Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
what
And it's just coming, as time go by, things will start coming and just adding to it. And so it's a brand. It's not just a boutique, it's not just clothing or this here. It's going to expand over time. And so with that manifestation, it will see it all coming together. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what are some of the misconceptions that you may have thought going into your own entrepreneurship with your own brand? What thoughts did you have prior to going into it that you say, oh, okay, no, or what misconceptions that you had going into it you want to share with the people right quick?
Sure, absolutely. And so, first of all, I think that a lot of us, when we open up a boutique, we limit ourselves to just being a boutique. We don't think that we can really reach for the stars and we have to stay in a certain bracket. And so, for me, I knew that I was going for luxury. I knew that, when you go with luxury, quality is very important. That's up top of luxury. And so, I'm like, it's a luxury brand. I'm not going to limit myself and just say, oh, Char Boutique, is this a regular boutique? And so I had someone ask me, what do you compare Char to? It's no different than any other luxury brand. And I've always stuck with that and kept it in my mind. And so for me, I've always had an eye for good quality clothing. And so I didn't limit myself to just stick with, oh, I can't do this, or because it costs too much, well, how can we afford it if the cost is too much? And it's okay. It may not be for you if you feel like it's too much, but I'm not going to, lower myself or my standards and think that I can't have a luxury brand because it's not in someone's certain bracket. So I just think in the beginning, there are challenges because people say, oh, I know what you're going for, but this doesn't sell, or as if we're not capable of having luxury, or that is not within reach. And it's within reach, sky's the limit. You can live and do whatever you want to do. There is no limit or no bracket on a dream that you have. So,
you know what, Alexis, and you saying that has sparked so many things because you're not the only person who feels that way. And I just want your opinion or your thoughts on this. I believe that some people feel when it comes to people of color, especially women of color, that we should dim our light or lower our prices to fit whatever, they feel because it's only going to be looked at by or worn by people of color. No, if you have a luxury brand, that is for people.
absolutely.
So says in one particular, race or whatever, say, oh, you should, or just bracket, let's just say bracket, tax bracket, income bracket, oh, you should lower that. That's not realistic. No, not for you. But I think if you saw another name brand, you're like, okay, that's acceptable for them. No, it's acceptable for this brand as well. It's just where your mindset is. You're looking at this and you put more validity on that, but you're seeing this woman of color and say, oh, no, you got to come back. No, 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 no. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, and I agree with you 100%. And that's what I said. We'll limit ourselves and think that, oh, she has a luxury brand. Is what makes it luxury. And the thing is, I love to answer that question because if you see the quality of my clothing, it speaks for itself. It's top tier. It's good quality. I'm not selling anything that's not, that doesn't go in the bracket of being quality. And so, yeah, I'm not going to limit myself. And it's for all women. It's for all men. It's not just for minorities. I welcome any race. And so if you're sophisticated and if you love it and it's a fit for you, go for it. It's there for you. I have several options and this is just the beginning. So I will be adding as time go by. So, yeah.
And do you, like most luxury brands, the ones that I know, do you have a signature piece that you like to show a lot? Like I know, every brand, well, let me see, back in my day, they would have a signature piece. That would be the best thing that they just felt like this is Char. Do you have a particular piece of garment?
One of my top seller items is my dress, Nikki. It's my green dress is so classy. And so I knew first off that look was completely Char when I posted it. Oh my God, people went crazy. My inbox was going crazy. They're like, when is this dress going to be available? And so just looks like that. I am going to have some exclusive things where I show you guys that these are Char's favorite items and pieces, because sometimes people do need an inspiration and things to look to. And so when they see it, they kind of get a better idea of, okay, I can wear this, or this is how this will look with, these shoes or accessories. And so, styling has been something that has always been a dream of mine as well. So that's something else that will be added to Char, because it's a love and passion that I've always had. And so those styles, you'll be able to see me pinpoint and say, okay, this is, one of my favorites.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. And number two, I'm very proud of you to just step out and do exactly what you envision. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of belief in yourself. And then when you see it, it's like you can't stop now. You got to keep going and fueling into it. So where can all of our viewers go to find Char Boutique? I know where to go, but.
Yes, guys, please tap in charboutique.com. Again, check my Instagram at shop_charboutique. We also have Twitter and Pinterest. So just stay tuned, guys. It's literally just the beginning, but it's so many more styles and things that are coming like near us very soon.
Now, people, let me tell you, my Alexis was she graced us at the BGM Beauty and Business Fest. My mother is still, except for today and yesterday, has not asked me about her.
Oh,
yes, she didn't ask me today. She must be busy. But she asked me, do you know if she got home okay? Do you know if okay? And I want to get this dress. Are you going to get that dress? I'm like, Mom, just okay. That's how much of an impression that Alexis and Char Boutique left on everyone, that she came all the way from Missouri to New Jersey to be a part of. That shows you her hustle and her drive. And also her professionalism as an entrepreneur. Because a lot of people will just say, okay, I'm going to do this and do that. But no, the presentation, she's just like, listen, this is a luxury brand. And everybody knew it when she unfolded the gold clothing garment rack. It was like, she came with the business. I was like, she's not playing with anybody today.
At all. Nobody.
Nobody. So you have to respect a businesswoman. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with a businesswoman. And that is what you convey. So I thank you for being a part of the BGM Beauty and Business Fest, because you really, honestly, all of you women, you set the bar so high for the next people that are asking to be a part of it. I'm like, if they don't even come correct, I don't even like, let me see the pictures first of your Instagram.
Yes.
Because these women show you that they are boss babes. They are truly dedicated to making sure that you understand and respect our brand. You respect what we're doing. And I truly appreciate you. And I appreciate Char Boutique. I'm going to get my hat, though. I hope it can really fit this head. Because if it don't, I'm going to hurt it.
Yes, you would be good, because it's a snapback hat. So you can make some adjustments to it. So, yeah.
Oh, cool. See, if I was looking, I probably didn't have my glasses on. I would have gotten it, but that would be my first baseball cap, because I haven't worn any since I was like in high school. Like literally, I have no baseball caps because they just don't fit. So yeah, but definitely. Aww. I want to thank you. I'm gonna put my order in, and I want to thank you so much for being a part of again the fest and giving us another great avenue. I've been posting your stuff generically and organically just because I love it. I have to check to see what I can kind of fit, because like I said, I'm tall. But thank you so much for being a part of HN Exclusive Interview, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm going to send you some items. So I'll give you some ideas, some things that you may like. So I'll send them to your inbox. But I appreciate you guys so much. It was such a life-changing event. And I'm so grateful for you and your mom. So tell her I said hello. And this is just the beginning. So I'm looking forward to many more with you guys.
Absolutely. And I'm going to check out some spaces if you're really serious about the New York area.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.